with them for the day on the bus if they're going to the Golan. So I love the Golan. I love to lead worship outside. And so anyway, this past May, I was with a group. Actually, it was one of Harold Eckert's friends. And I went with like 50 German Christians up to first the border of Syria, and then we had a time of worship and everything was great. And then on the way to the border of Lebanon, I told the believers on the bus, okay, if we meet some soldiers, you can give them these bandanas, and just don't be afraid to say, I'm a German Christian Zionist.
Right.
And we love you, we're praying for you. And I told them, just watch what happens. And they were like, are you sure it's okay? And I said, yeah, of course. So anyway, we got to the place, and there was a tank brigade. And so the Christians went right to work handing these out. Yeah, it was on the Lebanese border. And they started handing out the bandanas. Think about it, whenever there's like a terror attack, or an incident, maybe some terrorists from Hamas launch some missiles from Gaza, maybe they hit a kindergarten, something, maybe it's Sderot. And then what does Israel do? We don't always retaliate, but sometimes we do, because we have the right to exist. And anyway, all you get in the newspaper in America, or probably India, I don't know how your newspapers are, but is that Israel attacked the poor Palestinians, and that's all you hear. And so what these 18 to 21-year-old soldiers think is everybody hates us.
Right.
That's all. They just think the IDF is the most hated army in the world, and which is not true.
Most humane.
It's the most humane. It's amazing what they do. They drop leaflets from helicopters before they launch into Gaza. What army does that? But anyway, that's the case. So these soldiers, they figure everybody hates them. So imagine, what does that do for the gospel? When people come up and say, I'm a Christian Zionist, and they hand them a bandana and say, we love you, we're praying for you. And that's all. They don't need to push Yeshua, I've seen these young men break down and cry.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's really beautiful. And so then, we were talking, hanging out with the soldiers and everything, and then somebody ran to the bus and got my guitar. So I started singing, Hava Nagila, all these, and it was the Israeli soldiers grabbed the hands of the German Christians, and they started dancing right on the Lebanese border, right next to it. And that was amazing. That was a God thing. And then we were ready to leave, we got on the bus, and I realized I hadn't given away my CDs yet, and so I was like, lega, to the bus driver, wait. And I grabbed some CDs and handed them out, because all the soldiers were lined up and to wave goodbye to us. And so I jumped off the bus and handed them the CDs. That's what we do, we give away CDs freely to non-believers.
We give away a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Booklets.
The booklets and all that. And anyway, so then one soldier said to me, you're Israeli, you're Jewish, what are you doing with all these Christians? And I said, Ani Yehudiya Meshchit. I'm a Jew who believes in the Messiah. And one of the soldiers said, Shamati Lazeh, I heard of that. What does that mean? So I was able to explain to them, what does it mean to be a believer in Yeshua? And then another soldier said, yeah, but you're so Jewish, how did you get into that? And so then I was able to share my testimony. And that's hopefully what it leads to. Not every time, but just to share the hope that we have that Yeshua is the Lord, and that we do have a hope in a future.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.